What are your name and pronouns?
So with the name, is it just my VTuber name or?
Yeah, whatever your VTuber name plus whatever you prefer to be called. So.
Okay. So my name is Sylvia Fawnborne. My pronouns are she, they. But you can just call me Noon. That's my handle. I usually refer to myself as that. It's a lot more easier. And I recognize it a lot more.
All right. Hell yeah. And I said Sylvia, you said, right? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sylvia.
And that's not your IRL name, right?
No.
Okay, cool. As long as you're not, I don't want you to dox yourself. You don't gotta dox yourself.
Oh, doxing.
I was worried.
I've already doxed myself to like 5 different artists.
That's terrible!
Okay, in my country...
PayPal shit, yeah.
PayPal shit, yeah. Luckily, I trust them with my life, so it's fine.
I have a PayPal business account. I was doxing myself for a little bit. Some of my viewers got myself doxed too, so that was fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not
fun. Nah, but you know, it happens. All right, so how do you identify?
So, it's a bit hard because, well, not really actually. It's not that hard.
But it feels complicated. And that's the problem.
When you get asked that, it does feel complicated because, like, to me, I'm just me. Like, I identify as me. But then, I guess if I had to put a label on it, I would say, like, trans feminine.
Okay. That's okay. It's good. I mean, listen, honestly, I say I'm like non-binary, right? Sometimes I just say, oh, I'm trans. Sometimes I just say, oh yeah, I'm just a guy. I'm a dude, person, gal, you know. But then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gender fluid. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gender queer. But like, I don't have a real label for it, so I just whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's like different groups. Like, so when I'm at work, I go, oh, I'm a trans woman. But when I'm with like other queer people, I go, oh no, I'm trans femme.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't want to have that whole conversation of having to explain the difference between trans woman and trans femme. It's just like, well, it's just easier, you know?
It's like I'm non-binary, you know, to the public, but having to explain that I'm gender fluid is complicated. Or having to explain that even gender fluid doesn't really explain it all is also a lot. So saying I'm non-binary is easier. It's the easiest thing, blanket term and all that. Which it's like saying gay, right? Like it's a blanket term, but at the same time it has its own meaning. So it's like, you know?
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like, I love how the community, like when it, like, you know, like the blanket term of gay is like the entire community, but then it's for like men that love men as well. And it's just like, I feel like we need to give them their own like thing just to differentiate, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like gay is easy and saying I'm queer is easy. I mean, queer is a good, you know, blanket term. Used to be an insult, but here we are reclaiming things as we do.
I love saying it, and then like people look at me like I'm just like,
you know, you say a slur or something like, no, I am queer. It's so normalized now. If someone called me queer, I'd be like, well, yeah, I am. Even if they're trying to insult me, it's just like, okay, yeah, I know. It's basically how it is, but anyway, sorry, tangents. Can you tell me a bit about your VTuber model or persona?
Okay, so I'm going to start off with saying right now, I'm redesigning the whole VTuber.
As it happens,
literally, as it happens. So this is like the fourth time this has happened. But but I like to think of it as my VTuber changes with I change and I explore myself. So the current iteration is she is a militia. She works she's a soldier in a militia that protects Earth from alien threats.
Oh, I love that.
She is
space theme.
I love the space theme so much, and I'm sad to see it go, but I might keep it in there somehow.
Somehow, we'll figure it out a way. I mean, we're VTubers,
I'll figure it out. Oh, of course, I could be anything I want.
Exactly. So.
But yeah, so she is a soldier. She is a forward scout who is stationed on a classified planet, or classified moon orbiting Jupiter. And she is a corporal. And she's genetically enhanced, so that's how she's half deer. So that she could perform her scout objectives and, you know, perform them better.
Hell yeah. God, that's really cool. I love like when there's like space themes to it. Makes me happy. Saves my brain. I love space themes. Maybe I'm just weird. I'm just queer. Got it.
I have always been obsessed with space, so that's why like the original concept came from of space.
You might find that a lot of queer individuals are obsessed with space.
It's a common trend I've noticed.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, really. I mean, it is an interesting concept, and it's so big and vast that like there's so much to learn. Kind of like your story, you know. It's very vast and lots to learn.
And it's always changing. No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, I mean, that's okay. I mean, it happens, and everyone goes through it. So there's no shame in it. So how did you ensure that your model represented you?
Well, that's a tricky one, actually. I guess basically it was just, so with making my VTuber be like me, it was basically whatever gave me the most euphoria at the time. So I don't know why, but deers have always given me some sort of gender euphoria. I don't know why. It's not because I'm like, you know, I'm not going to say not because I'm a furry, because there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, I mean, listen, there are so many furries in the VTuber community. I mean, really?
I have so many friends that are furries, but it's not like, yeah. But there's just something feminine about deers to me, and that just gives me euphoria. So I surround myself with that. And then I basically just crammed all of my interests into a character based around that.
As we do. Trust me, it's not as uncommon as you'd expect.
I fully expected it, yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It means it has every single little bit of, like, every little part of you, you know? And so it's like, when you cram your interests together, looking at, like, what part of your interests really stand out in your character, you know? What part of you stands out, you know?
But definitely the space theme comes across a lot. And it's going to be something that is going to be incorporated into my redesign. I don't think I could leave it behind. But I think it was just like, growing up, I always had a interest in, like, obviously like video games, like with like Call of Duty and Halo and like military games and stuff like that.
So it kind of came up in there.
I wanted to be a soldier. Yeah. I wanted to be a soldier when I was a kid, and growing up I realized obviously never gonna happen. Or why would I ever do that? But I still wanted that aspect into my character, so I made her a part of a militia. So she's not like integrated into a soldier role, but she still plays the role, and that's how I've brought that across.
I love that. That's pretty simple. I like it. All right, that explains the whole space theme / soldier theme to me. I like it. Hee. Actually, out of curiosity, when you say you want to be a soldier, did you like join the military, or like did you just want to be a soldier in general? You just thought it was cool?
Both. I did Army Cadets when I was younger, which is like, yeah. But as I got older and older and accepted myself, I like took a deep look into myself, and I really thought about what I would be doing if I was in the military, and I was like, oh, that's not me.
Fair enough. That's kind of how I was too. I was like, military sounds cool. Wait, never mind, just kidding. What drew you to VTubing, and do you find it rewarding?
So what drew me to VTubing was it was definitely being trans. That was like one of the main reasons I started VTubing. Before coming out, I actually was streaming regularly with my face cam on and like my full face out there on the internet. And that was before I came out as trans. And as I started accepting myself, I hadn't come out yet, but I'd known I was trans for a bit, probably around the age of 17, 18 is when I started transferring into being a VTuber. It was definitely a big part, because then I could represent how I wanted to be and what I wanted to be and look like online.
That is lovely. It's kind of the same route kind of where I took with VTubing, right? I also started out as a face cam streamer, although on a different account. And I think the thing that kind of kept me from it the most was like kept me from streaming was like the like expectation to, you know, get my makeup done up, you know, and get dressed up and look good for the camera, and then hopefully get viewers, and then on top of that, you know, the stress of just streaming in general. And so, you know, I think that's kind of what drew me into VTubing, was realizing that I could just be my, like, whoever I wanted to be on stream without needing to, you know, face cam and look good, you know, constantly look prepared for the camera, you know?
Oh, definitely, like 100%. Like, I'd have to like make myself look presentable, and right now I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna go pantsless on stream. It's great. You know how many VTubers stream pantless? Well, I don't know either.
Like 99% of them.
Probably, yeah. Are you one of those? Are you one of them? Streaming
Next
pantless. Next question, okay. Then would you say you find it rewarding being a VTuber?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It's the same as being a normal streamer, and it's something which I haven't done much VTubing because of just life and personal issues. But it's not something I could personally answer at this point in time, because I wouldn't really know.
Yeah, that's understandable. Hey, I mean, it is what it is, right? And also,
Yeah.
when it comes to VTubing, I guess kind of just like, at some point, it just kind of feels like, well, I'm just streaming normally, but behind a cute girl, or cute guy even, or cute whatever, you know? Like, I'm just a person behind an avatar, and this is just
100%.
streaming normally, so... It's not for, you know, not everyone has like a strong opinion of, oh yeah, it's incredibly rewarding because blah, 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 right? So there's no shame in that at all.
Yeah. Of course.
So then can you share some of the highs and lows of your journey being, let me redo that. Could you share some of the highs and lows of your journey being transgender or gender nonconforming in the VTubing space?
Some of the highs and lows, I mean, I haven't really experienced much lows outside the normal.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not a
the
bad
normal
thing,
transphobia,
no, of course
that's kind of concerning.
Well, it comes with the community, unfortunately. Yeah. I haven't really experienced it as bad as I've seen other people. Like, I think I've gotten off pretty scot-free, which is a terrible thing to say. Now that I think about it.
Well, I mean, it is about your experience, right? And like, if you just haven't experienced a lot of hate, then that is what it is, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. And I think it's probably a good thing as well, because if it's not being as prevalent anymore, touch wood, that fact that I haven't experienced as much means I'm hoping it's moving in a better way for everyone else, and that it's not as prevalent for everyone else. I can't really think too much of any bad experiences from it, other than like the one-off comments, but nothing like to the point where I'm being harassed about it.
Oh, that's good. It's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. I mean,
that's a good sign.
I
think mostly a lot of the hate that I've gotten is primarily because I think it's about the kind of like communities that you get involved in, right? And so I'm heavily involved in the Valorant community, and so because of that, I get people coming in from like, even if someone's being hateful in a game, right? I will still drop my socials because, hey, even if they come in to be mean, that's free viewership. That's free viewing. They give me their view for a second and then I ban them, right? All right?
Yeah,
that's how I think of it. And so, but because of that, right, I leave myself open to people coming in and being hateful, despite the fact that they were also hateful during the you know, during the entire game, because I sound quote unquote like a gay man, you know? So I get hate, but because I open myself up to that, and I'm in spaces that are very heavily, unfortunately, very heavily transphobic, you know? So
Yeah, I can get
It's not
I mean, I'm a
unusual.
part of the. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Sorry.
keep going.
You go ahead. You go
No,
ahead.
no,
Go
you
ahead. No, are you Canadian? Go on.
I'm a part of the Warhammer community, so it is a big juxtaposition jumping from community to community. There is a lot of hate within that, but I feel like it's a very loud minority.
Yeah. That's a good sign that the Warhammer community is mostly not hateful people, but just the loud minority.
Yeah. I mean, like, most people just don't care. Like, I bring, like, my entire army. One of my armies is painted full of trans colors, and I've only had a couple offhand comments in person. Oh my god, I can show you pictures.
To your face, I would never. No shot.
To my face. It wasn't like explicitly, but it was just like
Offhanded comments.
You know.
Like, some interesting colors you got there, type shit.
It was like, I don't know if you know the lore of trans, not trans. What?
Well, the lore of trans. Oh no, all the trans lore. You see, I'm like a historian of trans history. Yeah, that sounds really stupid. God, I'm dumb. But continue. Sorry. The lore of Warhammer, I am not familiar with. No.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how PG is this gonna be.
I mean, so what'll happen basically is, like, parts of the interview will be, put into the video, the main video, and then there'll be a second video that's kind of like just like all the full interviews. But if you want to omit something, we can. So.
I mean, it's not very PG, so I'll just omit it.
Okay. Well, note to omit this part, and you can go ahead and say it. That's about what I expected.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's a loud minority, not a majority. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Okay. Then next question.
Did you want me to talk about the highs of being?
Oh, we do. Oh my god, you can tell that I just had my brain rotted on stream. Go ahead. Sorry. The highs, yes.
Would have been very awkward only having the lows.
I mean lows. If that's like the smallest part, we'll get that out of the way. Yeah, that part. Then the good part, yeah.
So the highs of being a VTuber, which I tend to find personalized with me, is that I can represent who I want to be, how I want to be perceived online, very, very easily. I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. I do, but you know what I mean? It's a lot easier. But I have made so many wonderful friends and communities, and I've met so many wonderful people through being just a VTuber alone, that I probably wouldn't be where I am today without them. I wouldn't be this far in my journey. I wouldn't be this far more extroverted. I was a very big introvert before being a VTuber, and without the friends I've made here being a VTuber, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so without them, I wouldn't, it's just lovely having all these new friends all over the world. Like, I've got friends in South Africa, in America, in like Scotland, in Europe, some places.
Sorry about your American friends.
We don't talk about those ones.
Hey, East Coast represent. Hold on. I can't blame you, but goddamn. I'm glad to hear that you've made like so many like good friends in the VTubing space, like just from VTubing alone. Like, that's honestly like one of the best parts that I think a lot of people have noted, is that, like, without VTubing, I mean, they wouldn't be able to like be their truest self even to like their friends, And so having that
Definitely.
is honestly really fucking cool.
I agree.
Any other highs you'd like to mention?
Not that I can think of, honestly.
That's okay.
I think that's basically the important one. Of no matter what, I always have these people, even if I stop.
There's always a community waiting for you. I love that. Then would you say that VTubing has helped you discover more about yourself?
Oh, definitely, 100%.
100%?
100%. It's just, well, I get to experiment. I get to see how I want to be. Like, I think that goes in hand with my journey of transitioning. Obviously, as I transition, the more I learn about myself, the more my VTuber evolves. So with the redesign, obviously I'm going into a medieval princess theme because I'm a whiny little princess. So I definitely think it represents me a little bit better.
Oh, I love that so much. Oh, I love medieval stuff.
It's so good, right?
Oh, yes. I love it. Medieval space princess?
So that's what I was thinking.
OMG. Who says that, space, other places in space don't have medieval times? For
real. Let me brandish my sword as I board your spaceship.
Yeah, we can have like a world with like, spaceships, but also like, sword play. Like nobody uses guns, just swords. On guard or something. But I'm cringe. I love that. I actually haven't played Fallout yet. I gotta play that. I gotta get on that.
Oh my, you need to play that right now.
Oh, I got so many games I gotta play. God damn it. So many games.
What's the perfect time?
Oh god. Well, hear me out, right? Hear me out. I have myself scheduled out until June for streams. I literally cannot fit a single other stream in there without taking all my days off.
Oh no.
It's a problem, and I'm going to advise you right now that as you get more into streaming, don't do it. As you get more into streaming, don't do this. As you get more into streaming, right? Don't overschedule yourself. I know it's fun to play new games, but don't overschedule yourself.
Schedule? What's that? I don't know what this.
It's a lot. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad about getting off topic. Jesus Christ.
No, it's fine. I'm exactly the same. When I first started out, I didn't think I was gonna voice train. I was like, no, that can't be odd. Fuck that. I mean, stuff that.
Yeah, fuck that. It's okay. I've been cursing like crazy too. It's okay.
Okay, cool. That's fine. But yeah, now I want to. So I'm making that journey now. So we'll see how much changes. I'm
excited to see how you develop in your coming years as a VTuber. All right, so my last question. All right, this one's a doozy. All right, what would you say to somebody who is looking at VTubing as an option to being their truest self in content creation?
It's definitely a journey. I reckon it's probably a lot different when you first start out as being a VTuber. It's definitely got onto the trending scene now, and it's becoming more and more accepted, but you just got to be a bit careful of how, it's perceived. You just a little bit of time on the internet, and you'll see how people react to VTubers, and how people treat VTubers, and even how VTubers treat other VTubers. It's definitely a community which is vibrant and full of love, but then but like with any online space, you gotta be a little bit careful. But I definitely wouldn't hold back and not join because of that worry. But if you're wanting to start out being a VTuber, definitely give it a shot. It's a very easy thing to get started, and it's a wonderful community once you find your spot in it.
That was very well put. I love that. Yeah,
I'm something of a poet.
Something of a poet, yeah. You do have a bit of a way of with your words, and I'm not sure what it is, but that has to be like the fastest response I've heard so far to that question.
Really?
Most people get caught off guard and they're like, I don't know what I would say. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, that's understandable. I mean, I threw a question at you that wasn't, said before and what wasn't mentioned before. This was kind of like during, I think it was like the second interview, first or second interview, that I was like, you know what? This would be a good question to have here because I needed more, So I was like, I'll add another question here. But
fair enough.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about being transgender or gender nonconforming in the VTubing space?
each journey will be different. Each experience is different. We're all different people. We all, experience things differently, and we all have different circumstances. So while you can find your place among the VTubing community, and you'll always have that support, each journey will be different, and each content creator, will have a different style, a different, type of content. So just put yourself out there, create the content you want to make, and you'll go far. And you'll enjoy it. Make sure you enjoy it at the same time, because if you don't, that's not going to go well. But just give it a shot. Worst comes to worst, it doesn't work out for you, no harm, no foul.
Truest words ever said. That's kind of the beauty of it. It's so anonymous. I mean, realistically, if you decide to quit and it's just not for you, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't give your dead name to artists like I do, you'll be fine.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
I'm joking.
Okay, good. I was like, are you out here doxing yourself? Had me worried. God damn it. I just met you and I'm already worried about you.
I'm fine.
Good, yeah, I hope so.